Today we're going to be looking at contactor and relay. This is a relay and this is a contactor. So a relay is a switch that depends on an electromagnetic force for function. So the same thing with a contactor. They depend on electromagnetic force for function. Electromagnetic force is a force created when an electric current passes through a coil. So this electric current, when passing through a coil, it creates a magnetic force, and this force pulls the metals together, thereby closing or opening the contact. The same thing with contactor. So this is the coil. When electric flow from here to here, it goes through this thing, through this coil, and in that process it pulls these two metals together, thereby closing the contact. So this is how it functions inside. So that's the meaning of electromagnetic force. So a relay has this function and a contactor has this function. So people will be asking, what is the difference between a relay and a contactor? Well, I have about 5 differences here. Number one is that a relay typically is small in size, while contactor are big. You understand? That is the first difference. Why the second difference is that a relay has what we call wiper. A wiper is a contact known as common that wipe in between two extra contacts. One is closed, normally closed, one is normally open. So looking into this now, looking at this diagram here, we have a common here, we have normally closed, we have normally open. So from this transparent stuff now, this wire is the common. So if you look at it, you see two contacts here. This one is normally closed, this one is normally open. So a relay has a wiper that has a one contact that swipe between two extra contacts, which is normally closed and normally open. While a contactor does not have it, contactor basically have either is normally open all through or normally closed all through. So contactor has either is normally open going straight here, or all is normally open, or is normally closed going straight to its contact. So it does not have a common that we wipe between a normally open and a normally closed. So that is the second difference. A contactor does not have a wiper, but a relay does. Then the third difference here is that it is easy for you to change the coil of a contactor. That is the third difference I have here. It's easy for you to change the coil of a contactor, but the coil of relay is basically built permanent. So if the coil got damaged, you are changing the entire relay. But for the contactor, if the coil got burnt, it is easy for you to change it. So like this one now, you just keep this one, bring another one and put, and continue to use your contactor. So that's the third difference here. That's the third difference. It's easy for you to change a contactor if it got damaged. Change the coil of a contactor, but the coil of relay is built permanent. So if the coil got damaged, you change the entire stuff. Then the fourth difference I have here is that relay is mostly of smaller amperage. So relay, the amperage normally comes in is 5 amps, 10 amps, 20 amps. You can get up to 120 amps of a relay. But contactor can go from 20 amps, 25 amps, 100 amps, 800 amps, even up to 1000 amps. So contactor is built for more amperage, but relay is typically for smaller amperage. So that's the fourth difference I have here.